You're mid-argument. You're right. You know you're right. Your chest is tight. Your jaw is locked. You're building your case, sentence by sentence. And then, without permission, your eyes fill up. Not tears of sadness, tears of rage. Your voice cracks on a word you didn't want it to crack on. Suddenly, you can't even finish the sentence you practiced in your head. And somehow, the person who was wrong is now comforting you. The one who was losing the argument 30 seconds ago suddenly looks at you differently. Softer, pitying, like you're the one who's fragile now. You wanted to sound powerful. Instead, you sound like you're 12. Here's the question. Nobody answers honestly. Why does your body betray you at the exact worst moment? It involves a hidden emergency brake built into your nervous system, a signal most people have never heard of, and a survival trick your ancestors were using long before arguments happened over text message. For years, the explanation people reached for was simple. Crying when angry means you're bad at being angry. You lack the hardware for confrontation. Except that explanation falls apart the second you look at who this actually happens to. It's not the passive people. It's not the pushovers. Strangely, this often happens to people who are deeply invested in the conversation. People who desperately want to be understood. That's not a personality flaw. That's a pattern. And patterns have causes, so researchers went looking for one. And that's when the mystery begins. Here's the first piece of the puzzle. Anger is not a calm emotion, it's a loud one. Your heart races, your muscles tense, your body floods itself with stress chemicals. To your nervous system, a heated argument with your boss can trigger many of the same stress responses as a physical threat, even though your conscious mind knows you're safe. Your body just knows arousal is climbing fast. Your brain responds by hitting what scientists call the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's built-in cool-down system. Slamming the brakes on a body sprinting at full speed doesn't look graceful. It looks like a stall, a crack in the voice, a wave of tears you didn't ask for. You're not malfunctioning, you're redlining. But that's only half the story, because a cool-down doesn't explain something else. Why the people watching you cry suddenly change their behavior too. This is the part that should unsettle you a little. But here's the strange part. Crying doesn't only affect you, it may affect the person you're arguing with too. Scientists even think emotional tears may reduce aggression in the people around us, which means your body might not be trying to embarrass you. It might be trying to end the conflict. You think you're losing the argument. Your body thinks it's ending the war before someone gets hurt. Which raises an uncomfortable question. If your body is doing this on purpose, why does it feel so much like betrayal? Here's where it gets genuinely strange. This system doesn't have great timing. It reacts to intensity, not stakes. Which means the people who feel things the most, who invest the most in being understood, get hit by this constantly. In arguments with a boss, a partner, parents, at a family dinner that was supposed to be easy, with friends over something that felt small 5 minutes ago. Meanwhile, the person casually winning the argument, the one who's only half invested, never hits the threshold. They get to look calm, collected, in control. Whether they're right or not, it has nothing to do with who's right. It has everything to do with who's running hotter. Here's the detail that makes this whole thing sit wrong. Your body will never warn you before it does this. There's no notification. It happens after the threshold is already crossed, which means the version of you that's trying to argue, defend, or win is always the last one to find out. You're not in the room when the decision gets made. So why does this happen to you and not to the person sitting across from you? It's not that they're stronger, it's that their nervous system runs differently. Some people have lower emotional reactivity. Some have spent years building different coping styles. Some simply take longer to reach the same physiological threshold in the exact same argument. That doesn't make them tougher. It just means their internal alarm is calibrated to a different setting. Yours happens to be calibrated for intensity, which most days is the same setting that makes you a deeply feeling, deeply invested person in the first place. So is there a way to stay in the room a little longer? The trick isn't waiting for the tears. By then, your body has already made the decision. The real moment to intervene is about a minute earlier, when your jaw tightens, your breathing shortens, and your chest starts to feel heavy. Almost nobody notices that minute. Everybody notices the tears. If you catch it there, one long, slow exhale can nudge that same cool down switch on earlier before it floods everything at once. And sometimes all you need is a few seconds. Give me a minute. Let me think about that. I'll answer in a second. That small pause is often the difference between staying in the conversation and losing it. The goal was never to guarantee the tears never come. It's to make sure your body doesn't reach the point where it feels tears are the only way to slow everything down. So next time your eyes start filling during an argument, don't ask, "What's wrong with me?" Ask, "What warning signs did I miss 5 minutes ago?" That single question shifts the goal from feeling ashamed to understanding what your body was trying to do. Because if your body is the one deciding when you've had enough, deciding it faster than your mind can object, what else is it deciding before you even notice?